ESPN family. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jill.
And this is Roadhouse Idiots. Okay, let's talk about this episode. Bring
so
back
much to
alive.
talk about.
There is a lot to talk about. First reaction for me is I think this is my favorite episode of the season.
You have actually been angry for a while.
I have. I was down maybe a couple months ago, and I'm coming right back up. This is a lot of things to get to.
Good episode. And you know what? Before we get too on a tangent of all the individual plot lines, I'm seeing now, because Supernatural just got renewed for a 14th season, and it's a full season. And you even said to me earlier tonight, you were like, what are they going to do? I am seeing so much they can do now, because what I am seeing was plot lines that didn't have Sam and Dean that were actually carrying their own tonight. And that's not something I've seen in a very long time.
Yes.
So it was a lot of different plot lines. So we're going to try to talk a little bit about each plot line. Yep. So who do you want to start with?
Let's start with Dean and Ketch in the alternate world.
Okay.
So couple things for me. Great job bringing Charlie back.
Yay, Charlie!
It didn't feel contrived to me, and I appreciated that. I didn't know that it was going to happen. I haven't been on like a lot of social media lately, so I don't know if it did get out there.
And we didn't know about it, so that was awesome. And I was hoping that Felicia Day was going to be one of the people in the other world, and that they were trying to keep it hush-hush. Mm-hmm. So that was super awesome.
And the other thing, too, is like, are we getting a Arthur Ketch redemption arc?
Okay, so guys, be sure to check out our live reaction video. And I kept calling him Snape. Yeah. In the live reaction, because I was like, oh, look, he's excellent at brewing potions to save Dean. And he's like this guy who did these bad things, but he's clearly in love with Mary Winchester. So he's in love with the protagonist's mother, and therefore he regrets his bad ways and wants to be good now.
And even had a line towards the middle of it. It was like, maybe rescuing this girl that I don't even know will help wash away the stain of,
some of the blood on his hands.
I've done. So that was it was like, I have mixed emotions about it, but I think that
was a sincere moment from Ketch.
And it's the most sincere we've ever seen from him.
Absolutely. You get to see the boys like Dean and Ketch be real. And I was really excited to get to see those scenes, because I've always thought that they had really good on-screen chemistry, and I think that they did a really good job showing their sides. And I like, though, that there's still this rivalry to some extent. Yeah. Like when Ketch was putting that medicine on that clearly was going to hurt really, really badly. Yeah. I like that you could see the pain in Dean, but he was like, I'm not going to scream. Like, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of being like, yeah, this hurts. And I thought that was a really well acted out scene.
Yes.
Let's talk a bit about Alt-World Charlie.
I mean, I don't have much to say about Alt-World Charlie specifically, because, I mean, she didn't get a ton of screen time, and it felt like the same character.
It felt similar, but things were different. Because, I mean, this girl wasn't brought into this world of fighting by Sam and Dean. She just chose the fight, which I think, is awesome and true to her character. I like that she's still a badass in this world. And, interestingly enough, I like that, as much as I would love more Charlie time, and now we're not going to get it for a while, I love that she was like, I'm not going to come with you, this stranger. I'm gonna there. And I thought it was really great. Another Dean scene, like, oh my god, Dean's scenes were awesome this episode, was to have Dean sort of talk about his guilt about what went down with the Charlie scene, because he was in such a bad way when Charlie died that he just basically told Sam that it was Sam's fault and it was on him, but we knew that he was going to be struggling with some guilt, and we finally get to hear that off his chest, and I thought those scenes were really well acted out.
I agree.
Okay, let's talk about...
We need to get to the Sam, Cass, and Gabriel.
Yeah, we gotta go moments. There. Oh my god. How great was the hieroglyphics of Gabriel's story of what happened?
That was cool. I mean, we didn't get a lot. I get why they retconned his death to bring him back.
Yeah.
Which, I'm still kind of like, there.
I'm not. I'm good with it. And also, I'm sorry. How come you're on this? This is like Gabriel's signature move. How many times did they think that they killed him and then he wasn't killed?
I don't like it because it cheapens season 5 for me a little bit.
That Destiny. I don't think it does. I think it it was his exit note of being out of the game. I agree with you in a sense. Like, clearly when they wrote that in season 5, they thought at that time their truth was that Gabriel was dead. However, because this is his signature move, I can see that, and I think you could argue it. Like, if it wasn't their intentions to begin with, there's plenty of evidence that you could argue that he would fake his death again, and that his goal would be just to pass the baton and get out of the fight, because that's always what Gabriel wanted to do. He wanted to be out of the fight. And here he is again, walking away from the fight. That's his MO. So even though I agree, I don't believe that was their intention. They weren't going to be like, oh, we're going to go on, and then 7 seasons later, we're going to pretend 8 seasons later, yes, math, we're going to say he's not dead, but I think it works. And I thought it was great rather than bringing him back. And I like this torture story of what he went through. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the little humorous thing about the porn stars and oddly enough, very topical in politics right now. So I really enjoyed that, and I love that he killed Asmodeus, because I'm just sick of Asmodeus, and I'm happy to see him go.
Colonel Sanders did nothing for me as a villain. He was never a threat. I didn't like the character.
I was never feeling Asmodeus.
The whole, white suit, Southern accent, Colonel Sanders vibe is never stuck with me.
And I love that Gabriel had that line, by the way, I didn't like that suit. And I feel like the writers did that because I think fans were complaining, and I love it.
Maybe.
That Gabriel is always, a source of, the everyman's opinion, and I just love that. And also, standing O to Richard Spate's acting in this episode, because my goodness, how much of a difference does posture make from, when he was looking damaged to then when the moment where he took control. I was just really impressed by that whole thing.
You gotta be a full body actor to pull that off.
Love that. I thought that was amazing. We gotta talk about Lucifer and Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this was maybe already 5 or 6 episodes ago that we got introduced to Joe's character, and I kind of forgot.
Yeah, it was one of those other plot lines because there's so many.
This plot line was interesting to me because it felt like a part of it was comic relief.
Yeah,
especially that exorcism scene was awesome.
My God! So the exorcism scene, I'm glad you brought this up. I could see that as a spin. Not that I want it to be a spin-off, but I saw that as its own 30-minute weekly sitcom of Lucifer is now taking over heaven and he has to do the right thing. And that, to me, it was hysterical the way he was guys, leave the exorcism, and then he ends up killing them because he just can't stand them, and he gets jealous and he gets angry, and then oops, I killed them.
Yeah. Now, I have not seen the show Lucifer.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm curious if
that's the take on it.
Playing off on it or ripping off on it.
That was
I don't know.
Hysterical. I thought it was so funny. Lucifer
I know Lucifer in that show wears a suit.
I'm here to help. And then, nope, I'm going to kill you because you annoy me. I thought that was great. And then I love Joe calling him out for just being pathetic and this throne thing. So I'm not as interested in this plot as the other plots. It's the one that I care about the least. However, I'm more interested in this heaven plot than I think I've been in any of the heaven plots. Normally when they have these angel plots, I'm always I don't care. I don't. But this plot, I actually can care about. So I appreciated that sense of it. And now I'm so excited to see what happens next. And by the previews, it looks like nothing is happening next week.
Well, we get a Rowena episode, and
we do
and
get Rowena.
There's that separate kind of story arc there, because when we last saw Rowena, she got enhanced in some way. And,
oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So there's some unresolved action there that maybe we get a little bit more clarity.
That is true. Do we leave any of the plots out? Or do we cover...
I don't think so. I think we covered everything. We covered Charlie. We covered Dean and Ketch. We covered the Sam Gabriel.
Oh, one more shout out to Dean. I know I gave him shout outs. That last scene.
That last scene when Dean comes back was awesome. it was very funny for a moment, and then it immediately got very serious for a moment.
It was like funny, scary. You know, like sometimes when you laugh and you're nervous type vibe.
Because no. I was laughing because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait a second.
Like it's not.
This is not funny.
I'm really, really impressed by the range because how many episodes have we seen Dean mad? Out of like how many episodes there are, he has to be mad all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like he hit a new level tonight. Like his
This
anger,
is what I felt it. Like I felt the anger come through the television.
He was so mad, and it was so interesting because I was thinking to myself when I was watching that scene. Normally, it's like he'll be mad at Cass or he'll be mad at Sam, but this was like Cass and Sam together, and they let him down, and it was just like this win. And then he also just after he said, "I don't want to lose you again" to Charlie. So not only does he have Jack and his mom over there, but now he has this Charlie who he cares about. And then he comes back over here and it's like, well, my brother and my angel let me down again and now I can't get to them. And just the rage. Wow. Like there was some good acting in this episode by a lot of people. So, I mean, for me, I think Richard Spate's acting was amazing, but Jensen Ackles' acting for me, I think, stole the show this episode. Are we ready to do our rating?
Yes, we are.
Oh my god, I'm torn between two numbers. You have your score?
Yeah, I do.
Have your score? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
9.
9 Impalas. And I was between a 9 and a 10.
Yeah.
So this was such a good episode. I think
this episode had everything. This had comedy.
This had I know. I almost wanted to give it a 10.
This had it did have.
Yeah, what more do I want? Can I change my score to a 10?
Go right ahead.
9.5 Impalas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 9.5 Impala. Because you're right. It had everything. I'm being selfish by saying I want more or whatever. I mean, I didn't as much. I almost took off the point because like the heaven scenes were as interesting, but it was the most interesting heaven plot I've ever seen. And Asmodeus died, so that was great.
Asmodeus died. Asmodeus dying is so far down in the priority list.
No, that's great because that means we don't have to have any more Asmodeus scenes. Yeah. So that's very high up on my priority list. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, what I mean is like of like things of this season that I want to see resolved. Like I'm glad we got that one out of the way.
We got that one out of the way. But I want to see more going on with this Gabriel. And I want to know what's going on in the other world. And this episode was so good because this is the first time in a very, very long time where it kept switching forth through scenes and I didn't want it to switch between any of them. And usually there's like one plot that I'm like, I just want to see these scenes and I'll switch back and I'm like, get back to this story, get back to this. But this had 3 separate story arcs that every time they left it, I wanted to see more of each one of the story arcs. So well done. This episode. Guys, we want to know what you thought of this episode. Were you as crazy about this episode as us? And for you guys, what was your favorite moment of this episode? Was it seeing Charlie? Was it Richard Spate's amazing acting and his performance? Was it Asmodeus' dying and being out of the show? Was it Ketch's redemption moment, or was it Jensen Ackles' all around freaking amazing stellar performance? Because there was a lot to choose from. There's a lot to like. So I want to know your thoughts, like rank like what you loved about this episode. I want to hear what everyone thinks about this episode because I love discussing good supernatural episodes and seeing what people think. All of that going on. So yes, I need to know all of that. And guys, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you can see our new videos that come out every Thursday. Other than that, thank you so much for stopping by the Roadhouse.
Carry on and have a wayward week.
Bye, guys.